Hi, Brandon Walker, more Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country, coming to you from this sleepy Monday morning here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know. I mean, I'm in good spirits. I'm fine. I did not enjoy that yesterday. That sucked. Did not enjoy that. Mississippi State women's basketball loses to South Carolina. Well, what do you even say? But anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get to all that a little bit later. Hello, Courtney Leanne Walker. Hello, Scott Chilton. Men's basketball. Forgot how to play basketball. That was unpleasant. Mac McBrayer from Saltillo. Aberdeen, Mississippi is here. Monroe County. Hello, Wayman Hodge. Hello, Woe Townsend from Fishers, Indiana. Yeah, not the best weekend we've had, especially women's basketball. Was not expecting that, but it happens. It happens. I don't think it's in the long run. Does that game matter? Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. We'll talk about it. Hail State from Columbus. Eric Wiggins, Trey Adcock. Good morning, Brandon. Hail State. Joshua Watts checking in from Kansas. Kansas is in the middle of the country. I believe it's over around Oklahoma. Hail State from Corpus Christi, Texas. Strange to say that baseball was the best of our weekend. That is weird. Jimmy Lack checking in from Atlanta. Hello, that's where I am. Derek Myers from Alabama. Danielle Whelan-Gauld from Noonan, Georgia. Danielle Whelan-Gauld. Between Carthage and Forest is where Steven Stafford is. That doesn't seem good at all. Hopefully you're on a road. Hamilton, Mississippi. Ringgold, Georgia. Oxford, Mississippi. Jay Hammer's checking in from Arkansas. And Daniel Terry from Shreveport, Louisiana. How's the weather over there? Somebody just says it's water-soaked Mississippi Delta. That doesn't sound fun. Doesn't sound fun. It's not pretty outside of our office. It's gray, overcast. I'm looking at an Ole Miss fan over there behind the glass in the Shrekking crew. That's never fun. Oh, you're doing great. Arkansas, Byram, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi, the coast. Hail State from Cocoa Beach. David Lofton Allen. Jennifer Tipton from Baton Rouge. Crystal Springs, Mississippi. I'm having trouble getting going today. That game, I feel like the Mississippi State women's basketball team. 32-0. Just got to win one more. You got the SEC champs. You get 2 weeks off. And instead, we didn't play very well. And I don't think it's a we are Mississippi State moment. I don't think it's indicative of this team not being ready to win a championship. I don't think it's any of that. They just played bad. They had a bad game. And if your worst game comes 33 games into the season, you're usually, that's okay. If you've played 32 good games, you're doing all right. Hail State from Starkville. Jay Hammer says, what about Crazy Eyes Insel getting fired? Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about that today, but Matt Insel, the Ole Miss basketball coach, God love him, he is gone now. I hope he ends up somewhere that plays us so that we can still enjoy the fruits of his crazy, crazy labor. Tony Mariotti in Kansas City. Greenwood is wet, soggy gumbo mud, says Joey Surrett. That's quite an image right there. Hail State from Little Rock, Arkansas. Lindsay A. Kimbrough. Danny E. Pinter says women will still be a number one seed. That's right. That's right. Still be a number one seed. Still a favorite to reach the Final Four. Still everything in front of you. That game, it's over. You put it in the past, and you concentrate on the 6 that you need to win now. 6 wins in a row gets you a national championship. Jay Hammer says South Carolina is our kryptonite. I don't really buy that either. They were last year when they were better. They were better than us last year. It wasn't kryptonite. They were a better team. This year, we're better. And we just didn't play well yesterday. We smoked them in Starkville. So I don't buy that they're our kryptonite. Hail State from Byram. Eric Wiggins says, I'd rather lose now than 2 weeks from now. Certainly. Minute Maid Park is a very large building, says Steve C. That's where the Astros play, and that's where Mississippi State baseball won 3 games this weekend. Hey, who's going to be able to be in Starkville tomorrow when the new Duty Noble Field opens up? I'm not one to criticize. I don't want to criticize anybody. I'm a State fan, and I don't want to get on here and say anybody at State is wrong or right. But why are we opening that building? Why are we opening that on a Tuesday? Why are we not waiting? Why did we not schedule a Friday game where a lot of fans could be there? Why are we opening that on a Tuesday? It's a minor nitpick, but it's just weird to me. Like this gigantic new stadium, exciting fans for years and years and years, and now it's opening on a Tuesday afternoon. Hope you can be there. A lot of fans won't be able to be there. Not getting any audio, says Mike Elledge. I think everybody else is fine, though, right? Sorry, Mike. That might be, if you just look on your computer in the bottom right, click the volume to go up. It's what I'm betting on. Hail State from Thorne, Mississippi, over there in Chickasaw County, I think. It's called a soft opening. A soft opening. Isn't that what got Canizaro fired? Anyway, we'll be cold tomorrow at the Dude, and the weekend might get rained out. Well, that's what a great time. What a great time to be alive. Miserable weather. I hate we lost, but it's over. We need to win the last game we play. Willie Harris, yes. All right, Terp, how you doing over there? You're yawning.
All right.
It's a sleepy day though.
Yeah.
I could still be in the bed and be just fine with it. It's gray outside, nasty, having car trouble. Not a day that I've been excited about. But you know what? I'm ready to do a show. You ready to do a show?
Yeah.
Then let's do a show.
The More Cowbell Show, brought to you by SEC Country. And now, your host of the More Cowbell Show, Brandon Walker.
I am Brandon Walker. I have a show on SEC Country. It's called More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast. You guys listen to it every day, and I thank you for it. And you also go to Facebook Live and watch every day. If you haven't done that, you can do that by going to Facebook and searching SEC Country Mississippi State. It'll come up. You click on that. And then every day at 10:45 Central Time, you'll see a video with me on the screen talking about Mississippi State sports. I promise you, if you've never watched it, if you're just listening to the podcast, I am not that ugly. Pretty ugly, yeah, but not that ugly. I'm like a 4 out of 10. But that's enough. That's 40%. In the big leagues, you're batting champion. Now, Mississippi State, Mississippi State sports, that's what we talk about here. I almost forgot to ring the bell, but I did ring it. And that rings us in here on a Monday in Atlanta, Georgia. Got the Shrekking crew on the other side of the glass. We got a lot to talk about, and not a lot of it's great news. Not a lot of it is great news. Not our best weekend. Mississippi State women's basketball loses for the first time this year. You know what? I don't think that is any bigger than one game. It was a bad game. We'll talk about it. I'll get to it later. Mississippi State baseball goes 3-0. Hey, that's nice. And now they come back to open duty Noble Field on a Tuesday. Still not sure about that. Mississippi State men's basketball completely forgets how to play basketball as they go down to LSU and get destroyed. And any hope of making the tournament as an at-large bid is gone. Now you have to either win the SEC tournament. No, you have to win the SEC tournament. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But really, what I want to start is I want to start with football recruiting. Doesn't that make sense? I want to start with football recruiting because it was kind of a big weekend. And if you haven't been paying attention, you might have missed a lot of fireworks with football recruiting this weekend pertaining to Mississippi State and pertaining to commitments, former commitments, guys we thought would be committed to us, and stuff like that. Now, it has long been said by me, by Steve Robertson, by Robbie Falk, by everybody, that the 2019 recruiting class within the state of Mississippi is as loaded as they come. It is as talented a group as there's been in this state, at least since 2009 when Bumpus and Fletcher Cox, Jonathan Banks, and that group came through. Josh Boyd, I could go on and on with that class. It's at least as talented as that one, and maybe even going further back, it's more talented than any of those. But I'm here to tell you, This recruiting class is not going to be for the faint of heart. It's not going to be a fun trip. And it's not going to be fun for State fans, for Ole Miss fans, for anybody. It is a loaded group of talent that is going to be out on the open market for teams like Alabama, for LSU. Everybody's going to try to come in here and give it their best shot. Now, I don't know in the end how it's going to work. We are 9 months from signing day. So nothing that happens in March in recruiting is really that big of a deal. But to fans who want to overreact to everything, it's always a big deal. And I'm here to tell you right now, the 2019 recruiting class is going to be the opposite of fun. The reason we're talking about this, 4-star defensive lineman Jaron Handy out of Perry Central, Mississippi, or Perry Central High School. What town is that? New Augusta, I think. That's where we got Nick Griffin. He committed to LSU. Not that big of a deal. He had been rumored to be an LSU lean for a long time. The bigger commitment happened a little while later. Zach Edwards, a 4-star linebacker out of Starkville High School, also committed to LSU. Now, commitments in March aren't really commitments, are they? Very, very rarely with these 4- and 5-star guys are these March commitments ending up being a commitment all the way through. I don't think anything that's happened this weekend that really matters long-term for Mississippi State, but it sets the tone. It sets the tone for this being the most drama-filled committing, decommitting, visit tracking class ever in the state of Mississippi. It is going to be an up and down roller coaster. And I, for one, don't know if Joe Moorhead and staff are ready for this, but I do know this. I'd rather have them on the trail. I'd rather have guys like Charles Huff on the trail and Joe Moorhead. I'd rather have them out there fighting these battles than having guys like Billy Gonzalez and John Hevesy. That's Florida's problem now. So I don't know what the final class will look like. I do know we're going to step to the plate and fight a little bit harder than we've fought for guys in the past. Guys that are currently at Alabama sitting the bench. Guys that are currently going to LSU to play for a terrible coach. We would have fought harder for those guys. And we're going to fight harder for those guys in the future. Jaron Handy was never coming to State. Zach Edwards is a 4-star linebacker out of Starkville. His own high school coaches don't believe he's going to LSU, even after he committed. It's one of the weirdest commitments I can remember. Nobody expected it, and nobody you talk to around Starkville or even his family thinks he's going to LSU. But it is what it is. He is on their commitment list. DeJuan Black, a 4-star out of, where is he at? Forest, I think. DeJuan Black decommits from Mississippi State. I'm not sure that's a big deal in the long run. I won't get into the reasons for that. It is March. It is March. I wanted to stress to you, if you let recruiting get to you in March, you're in for a long year. Relax. Everybody chill out. It's going to be okay. I think State has one bullet in the chamber. It has one ace in the hole that teams like Ole Miss and even teams like LSU don't have this year. State's going to be really, really good in 2018. State's going to beat Ole Miss. State's going to beat the crap out of LSU in Baton Rouge this year. State's going to be a better team. The LSU program under Ed Orgeron is as good as it's ever going to be right now. Every day that he goes to work and coaches that team, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And I think State is going to have a historically good season in 2018, and LSU is probably going to be looking for a coach by the end of 2018. I honestly feel bad for guys who look at LSU and look at Ed Orgeron and say, hey, I want to go play there. That's where I want to go play. Like, he is a proven failure in the SEC. He is in the midst of failing at LSU, and you decide to hitch your wagon to that guy. That's a dead-end road. A dead-end road. Guys like Cole Smith in the 2017 class, I don't feel bad that he's not in Starkville. I just feel bad for the guy for Cole Smith that he has to go play for Ed Orgeron. That's a terrible idea. Why didn't somebody talk him out of that? But on to the next one. Mississippi State women's basketball. I put this off because it just hurt too badly. It hurt too badly. I just didn't really expect it. I guess 32 wins in a row, playing for a national title last year, gives you this air of invincibility. I didn't think State was going to lose to South Carolina. I thought we had climbed that mountain and conquered it, but credit to South Carolina, they came out and punched us in the mouth and beat us yesterday. 62-51, won the SEC tournament championship. Now, I tweeted this in the immediate aftermath, like 3 minutes after. I tweeted that in the long run, that game means zero. that game means zero. But never, ever disrupt a good cry from State fans. Never try to bother State fans when they're all up in their feelings and getting depressed, because they love to do that. And when I say 5 minutes after the game, that game didn't matter, and in the long run, we'll be okay, I had several fans come out, oh, yes, it matters. It shows we're not championship material. It shows we can't beat South Carolina when it matters. It shows that we're not ready for the NCAA tournament. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. 32-0. You have one bad game in your 33rd game. That is not the end of the world. That is not the end of the world. And I go on message boards. I go on Six Pack. I go on Elite Dogs. I go on all these, and I see people posting stuff like, we are Mississippi State and typical Mississippi State. There's nothing typical Mississippi State about this team. And if your reaction to a loss is to type out, we are Mississippi State, then go be somewhere else. Go be a fan of somewhere else. That was a very disappointing loss because of who it was, when it was, where it was. But here's the bottom line. This was not a we are Mississippi State moment. This was not our girls not being able to beat South Carolina when it counts. This was not a sign that we are not championship material. This was a bad game. Period. This was one bad game. It was a loss. It was one we didn't expect, but it lasted for 40 minutes, and once those 40 minutes were up, it was over. It was a terrible performance. And when your first terrible performance of the season comes 33 games in, you're probably pretty good. It was a perfect storm of badness. McCowan gets in foul trouble. Poor shooting. We couldn't hit a shot, couldn't hit a layup, couldn't hit a three. Asia Wilson getting to demolish people without punishment. It was a perfect storm of mediocrity that came together and knocked us out of the ranks of the unbeaten. Guess what? Every other team in the country, except for one, has been knocked out of the ranks of the unbeaten at some point. Now, the big deal is, will this affect the seeding? I don't think so. I think by winning the regular season championship, by going 30-0 in the regular season in a loaded conference, that's going to carry a lot of weight. I hope that Mississippi State is able to get the number one seed in Lexington or Kansas City. I don't want to be shipped out to Spokane. However, any path is going to eventually lead to Baylor and UConn anyway. So as long as we're a number one seed, as long as we can control our bracket, we're going to be okay. Not a fun day. Did not enjoy it, but it happens. And to this point, it had not happened to this team. Now it has. I thought Vic Schaefer in the postgame was, he said something like, he believes God gives people things to knock them down to get them ready for what's coming. I hope that's the case. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's the case. We'll have to find out. I do know if you can trust a group of individuals and a coach to take something and learn from it and use the next 2 weeks off to fix whatever happened yesterday, then you can trust Vic Schaefer and his group to do it. This is not a Mississippi State team on the bubble. This is not a team trying to get attention. This is a championship team that had a roadblock. They're going to bounce back like champions do. Mississippi State baseball, 3-0 on the weekend. I was not expecting that. They needed it. They needed to go out to Houston and win 3 games. Gary Henderson looks like he's got some momentum rolling. They go out and they beat Houston and a couple of more teams. And didn't score a lot of runs, but didn't give up a lot of runs. Connor Pilkington was excellent the other night, 13 strikeouts. Cole Gordon in relief of him, 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. Great pitching performance all weekend. That's good. That's good. State's going to have to beat teams with pitching this year. Pitching and guile and a little bit of luck probably, but they bounced back. They played 3 games. They won 3 games. Now they get to come home and open Duty Noble Field tomorrow, Tuesday, against some team that's coming in to play us. I do wonder, and I've seen it on Facebook Live, they say this is a soft opening. Why are we opening the stadium on a Tuesday? Every fan we got that likes baseball wants to be there when the stadium opens, but they're not going to be able to be there on a Tuesday. I understand soft opening and you want to get everything right, but come on, we could have opened this thing on a Friday. We could have opened this thing on a Friday. It makes more sense. Doesn't matter. It's opening tomorrow. The lounge looks good. Stadium looks good. Everything looks good. And the baseball team now looking pretty good. Mississippi State men's basketball to face LSU in the SEC tournament. That's after losing by 22 to LSU over the weekend. And that's after losing by 20 to Tennessee last week. That'll be the path. State, if they beat LSU, will play Tennessee in the second round on Friday. And I'm going to tell you right now, we can beat both of those teams. We can beat LSU. Losing by 20 to them in Baton Rouge doesn't mean you can't beat them the next time, but we got to play a lot better. I don't know what happened in the last week. We took all that momentum and just crapped it away. I don't know where it is. All of a sudden, we're losing to 20, can't score out of the 50s. We look like the team that Rick Ray had a couple of years ago. If we can get that fixed, we can beat LSU. We can beat Tennessee. We can beat every team in this conference, and every team in this conference can beat us. It's a rough league. Probably won't beat LSU and Tennessee, but we could. 2-minute drill. Going to be a short show today. 2-minute drill. What is the most disappointing single game loss that you can remember? What's the most disappointing loss you can remember? Not a season, just a game. Because yesterday was very, very disappointing. Yesterday was very, very disappointing. Mississippi State loses to South Carolina after coming in 32-0. You know, it was going to be a coronation, but it didn't work out that way. And ultimately, I don't think down the road that matters at all, as long as we get on our P's and Q's and bounce back like we're supposed to. But what's the most disappointing game you can remember? Jeremiah Body says Alabama 2014. Sean Barker says losing 3-2 to Auburn. This year's Egg Bowl, the 2017 Egg Bowl, says D. Curtis. Ryan McMichael says the national championship game last year against Carolina. Egg Bowl 2017. 2004 against Xavier, says Jay Hammers. Egg Bowl 2014, says Wayman Hodge. When South Alabama beat us, 2016, Jason Brinson. 2014 Alabama. See, that one doesn't really disappoint me. We lost 25-20. We were still in it. We didn't fall out of the playoff. We were still in it, so I was okay. Then losing the Egg Bowl later that year was more disappointing to me. Either the baseball national championship loss or ladies basketball loss after beating UConn last year, Scott H. Chilton. So I think, yeah, if you look at it, I think the games I had on my list were 2017 Egg Bowl was way up there. 2013 College World Series final, that's up there. Something you haven't mentioned, I haven't seen mentioned here. 1996, we get all the way to the Final Four and just lay an egg against Syracuse. And if we beat Syracuse, we play Kentucky that we had just beaten by 11 points for a national title. That Syracuse game was remarkably disappointing to me. 2014 Egg Bowl, that was on my list, and it looks like 2017 Egg Bowl is high up on the list. Jane Lewis says 2017 Alabama game. Shannon Davis says Alabama 2017. I don't really know why you were disappointed with that. We lost a very close, hard-fought game. Those losses are going to happen, but I guess I wasn't disappointed coming out. I was disappointed we didn't finish it, but I was proud of the way we played. And the College World Series and the 2014 and 17 Egg Bowl, I just thought we got there and just didn't do anything. Number 2. This is a question for all you State fans out there. You might know the answer. You might study these guys. You might not. I'm not going to weigh in on this because I know them. Who's your favorite Mississippi State beat writer right now? Who's your favorite Mississippi State writer on the beat? It can be anybody. It can be a recruiting writer like Steve Robertson, Robbie Falk. It can be the beat writers like Will Salmon, Joel Coleman, Brett Hudson. It can be, you know what? I'll even let you say guys like Brian Haydad or Bob Karskaden because I'm just nice. I'm just nice like that. So give me what you got. Willie Harris says every Egg Bowl just makes me sick. That's funny. Jeremiah Body says Steve Robertson. And Amy Henderson Batson says Will Salmon. A second vote for Will Salmon from Jordan Goose Worrell. A second vote for Steve Robertson. Will Salmon and Joel Coleman, says Jay Hammers. Steve Robertson. You guys know he's not really a good writer, right? He's terrible. He's a terrible person. He's awful. He's got a ponytail and tattoos. You know that, right? Joel Coleman, Rose Bowl. I guess you all like Rose Bowl. Salmon. So when I included Robertson, I knew he was going to win. But as far as the beat writers go, just the guys that are paid to cover the beat, Salmon's the best. But the reason I asked this question is I want to say this. Between Will Salmon, Joel Coleman at Starkville Daily News, and Brett Hudson at the Commercial Dispatch, we've probably got the 3 best writers at the same time we've ever had. Brett's very good. Joel Coleman's very good. Will Salmon is probably the best beat writer we've had that I can remember from the Clarion Ledger at Mississippi State. So a lot of talent there. A lot of good writers. So enjoy those guys. They do good work. Number 3, let's get to nonsense. Best Kevin Costner movie. Terp, you can wake up over there. What's the best Kevin Costner movie? Actually, Terp, all of his movies were mostly before you were born. What is the best Kevin Costner movie? You got an answer? You got nothing over there, huh?
No, I gotta look up who he is. I've heard of him. I just gotta put a
Well, look him up.
face.
Look him up. Bull Durham is up there. Tin Cup. Field of Dreams, obviously. Dances with Wolves was a good movie. Got Field of Dreams. Got 13 Days for Love of the Game from Jay Hammers. The Guardian from Eric Wiggins. Braveheart. He wasn't in that. Field of Dreams. Dances with Wolves. Untouchables, hands down. Field of Dreams, says John McNeil. Boy, Untouchables was good. Field of Dreams. Cliff Axtell says Waterworld. Cliff, come on. What are we doing here? Open Range. That was a good one. That was a Western. A Perfect World. Tin Cup, says Shannon Davis. Bull Durham, says Stephanie Malone 4. Looks like Field of Dreams is going to win. Bull Durham's a better movie than Field of Dreams, though. Bull Durham is fantastic. And I like Tin Cup. Somebody says Gone in 60 Seconds. He wasn't in that either. That was Nicolas Cage. I like Tin Cup, but the ending to Tin Cup ruins it. The worst ending in a sports movie ever. Number 4, I'm going to give you 3 shows. I want you to tell me which one you like the best. And if you've never watched them, just don't answer. You don't have to say none of them, or don't say I've never seen them. Just don't answer. These 3 shows. This has been a debate in my office this week or last week, and I got to go tell them what you people think. The Office, 30 Rock, or Parks and Recreation. The Office, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec. Which one is your favorite out of that group?
Am I ranking them or picking one?
Rank them.
The Office.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. The other 2 are very similar to me. I'm gonna go Parks and Rec, then 30 Rock.
Jordan Gooserell. A couple of Office. Ethan Fleury says Parks and Rec hands down. Sean Barker says Office, Parks, then 30 Rock. Glenn Duncan says Parks and Rec. Blake D says Office. Corey Dickey says Office. Parks and Rec, no contest, says Eric Wiggins. It's good debate right here. I like this. The Office, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, and then The Office, says Jeremiah Body. Office, The Office. So it looks like The Office is going to win. So to me, I throw out 30 Rock immediately. But the discussion I've had with these young booties in this office is they're all saying 30 Rock is the best show out of that group, and that's preposterous. That's ridiculous. It's an absurd notion. So it's either The Office or Parks and Rec. And when they were on TV in their first run, I liked The Office better. I got into The Office more. However, as I go back and watch, I think Parks and Rec might be a superior show. It might be a superior show. If you chop off the first 2 seasons, it weren't very good. Once Rob Lowe and Adam Scott got there, Chris Traeger and Ben Wyatt, once they got there, it's almost a perfect show. Ron Swanson, greater than Dwight Schrute. That is my final answer. Number 5, last question. Boy, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter. You should, at @BWalker_SEC. But it got heated the other day. Got in an argument with a bunch of fat guys. What's the best restaurant fried chicken? And I'm talking about chain restaurant. I'm not talking about Hattie Joe's over there in Mendenhall. I'm talking about what's the best restaurant fried chicken. Thomas Loftus says, you think KFC is the best, so what do you know? See how heated it gets? Look, I'm just asking the question.
Is it fast food or normal? Like sit down?
Fast food. I'm talking fast food.
Fast food is Popeyes by 1,000.
Popeyes by 1,000.
Yes.
Why do people love Popeyes so much? What is it? What am I missing?
Trash.
What am I missing about Popeyes?
I don't know. It's the best.
Everybody says that, and these people on Twitter tore me up about Popeyes.
Yeah.
What the hell am I missing?
Biscuits.
Everybody. Okay, they got biscuits. Yay. So does Hardee's for breakfast. What?
Better sides for sure.
Okay, they do have better sides than KFC. I'll give you that.
KFC's chicken is just like not even real. It's bad.
I don't like Popeyes chicken. Maybe the Popeyes in West Point is just terrible, and it is terrible.
Could be.
The correct answer, though, and I like KFC better than Popeyes, but I like Bojangles better than both. What do you think about that?
Than KFC and Popeyes?
Yeah.
It's better than KFC.
You don't think it's better than Popeyes? Bojangles sides are really good.
I don't think I've ever had Bojangles for dinner. I've only had it for breakfast on road trips.
That's odd. Jeremiah Body says all black folks know it's KFC. Shannon Davis with KFC. Thank you. Thank you. I got some KFC love in here. Where were you guys on Twitter? Because they tore me up the other day. And when I said KFC is better than Popeyes, you would have thought I said something like, I did the hottie toddy cheer on Highway 12 in Starkville. I didn't do that. I said KFC is better than Popeye. Ethan Fleury says Popeyes in West Point has the worst drive-thru I've ever sat in. So that's the thing. That is the thing. The Popeyes in West Point is attached to a gas station, and it's a funny drive-thru, and it's not a good restaurant. When KFC closed in West Point, I just stopped getting chicken. Just stopped getting chicken. All right. See, that was a heated debate. I don't know why it got so crazy, but it did. On the podcast, thank you for being here. I appreciate you listening to me. We'll be back tomorrow as Mississippi State opens the new Dudy Noble Field. Until next time, my name is Brandon Walker. You've been listening to More Cowbell, the Mississippi State podcast presented by SEC Country. Jamie Smith with a good point here. I'm not sure I've ever turned down fried chicken regardless of its origin. All of them are pretty good. I mean, I don't think there's any really bad. Hey, I'm about to sneeze. I got to sneeze.
You're muted. I muted you so you could sneeze.
All right, turn me back up. Thought I had to sneeze, didn't have to sneeze. Food Giant in Columbus has the best fried chicken overall, Garrett Weaver. You're probably right, but that would require going to Columbus, and that's against my policy. I just do not like Columbus. Kevin Wright agrees with me on Bojangles. It's delicious. The dirty rice at Bojangles? Come on. Is there a Bojangles within 5 miles of here? Because I think that's where I want to eat for lunch.
I don't know, but I just looked up Popeyes, and there's a close one, so I'm going there.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
How close?
Like right around the corner. Probably like a mile away.
Oh, so that'll take, 45 minutes?
No.
No offense to Popeyes, I just don't get the hype, says Jeremiah Body. I don't get it either. These people, when I said KFC was better than Popeyes, they acted like Popeyes was a 7-star restaurant.
It is. Compared to KFC.
Compared? How? Okay, nobody has been able to tell me how it's better. You just say it's better.
It's just better.
What's better about it?
It's crispier, has more flavor options. You can get the spicy, the Cajun, whatever. You got that Cajun fire that KFC doesn't have.
I don't want Cajun fire on my chicken. I want fried chicken. I want Mississippi fried chicken. I don't want Cajun fire on my chicken.
Well, then don't get it. They have normal fried chicken, too.
Best chicken is at the Chevron gas station in West Point on Highway 45. I think that's called Fast Break. Is that right? Called the Fast Break? KFC is just always so slow and out of chicken a lot, says Kevin Wright. See, I've never had a problem with that.
I don't get fried chicken mostly, though. I get like the little tenders.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought what you were saying was you don't get fried chicken, like you don't understand it.
No. I'd rather get the tenders and like if I'm going to lunch right now, I'm not gonna get like a bucket of chicken.
Okay. Well, you don't have to get a bucket. You can get 2 pieces.
Well, yeah, I'd rather just get the tenders. You don't have to worry about bones or anything.
Man, oh man, might be the biggest argument I've ever had on Twitter over Popeye's chicken. $3.99 chicken box has fired everybody up. Bojangles are not in Mississippi. I don't even know if they're in Alabama. I know they're in Georgia, and I had them when I was in Virginia and North Carolina. Bojangles are fantastic. They got a little kick to them. They got a little spice there. Bojangles does.
Yeah, I get that Cajun filet biscuit thing.
Why don't you just move to New Orleans if you just want to eat Cajun food all the time?
I've been in New Orleans. Gotta get down there.
You never been there?
Mm-mm.
You would enjoy it.
There.
Yeah.
I'll get there soon
enough.
enough.
I once went to a Creed concert in 2002, and we decided at midnight we were going to walk to Bourbon Street, not knowing where it was. We didn't know where it was. We just thought if we walked long enough in New Orleans, we'd happen upon it. And these two idiots, me and this other guy, these two idiots walked through New Orleans, the ghettos of New Orleans at midnight and 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and we ended up, you know where we ended up eating?
Where?
You know where we ended up eating?
Where?
I think we ended up eating at a KFC.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe a Taco Bell. I can't remember. It was either a Taco Bell or a KFC. How we lived through that night, I'll never know. We're walking around New Orleans, right? Just two guys, 2 a.m., walking around New Orleans, in a God knows what neighborhood, and this girl walks up to us and just tries to sell us weed. Just says, "Hey, you want some weed?" When does that happen?
In New Orleans.
So after we bought it, we ended up going back to the car, and that was that. And then we didn't even get a hotel. These idiots didn't even go to a hotel. So we live in Starkville. We do all this. We walk through New Orleans for like 4 hours. We get back to the car, and then we drive our dumb tails back to Starkville. Maybe Jonathan Banks can turn that linebacker from Starkville to State now that he's coaching at Starkville High, John Grantham. I don't think I don't know who's Zach Edwards. I don't know him personally. I'm pretty sure he's not going to LSU. Jay Hammer says, I'm not sure. You being attacked for not stating that Tennessee was the biggest men's game at the Hump was a heated debate. People got stupid with that too, including a guy who's a pain in the neck in the athletic department. The athletic department should really watch Twitter a little bit more than they do. Don't tell people you went to a Creed concert. Hey, listen, it was 2001, 2002, and everybody liked Creed, okay? Everybody liked them. Don't act like we were the only ones that liked Creed in 2002, all right? Y'all can act like you didn't like them now. That's fine. I'll let you act however you want to act. But in 2002, you were, can you take me high? You were doing that, okay? All right? You were doing it. Every single one of you. But I ended up going because a friend had tickets, and I went to the concert. That was my sacrifice. Garrett Weaver says nobody ever liked Creed. I'm just saying they were in New Orleans at a big stadium, so obviously somebody liked them. Ethan Flory says Creed was my first concert. Joel Edwards says McCowan missed the whole first half. Blair missed huge shots, settled for long jumpers, and only lost by 11. Yeah, played terribly, only lost by 11. That one's over. That one's over. I don't think it has any lasting implications. Did you have frosted tips too, says Thomas Loftus. Probably, yeah. I tried it. Didn't come out well. How many Nickelback concerts did you go to? None. 0. I did not go to any. You guys, okay. Going to get on me for liking Creed in 2002. It's not like I said I went to a Creed concert in 2015. It's a difference, right? Is Nickelback next on your bucket list? All right, everybody. Everybody chill out. You're telling me, everybody on here, you don't have an embarrassing concert on your list? You don't have an embarrassing concert on your list? Huh? I guarantee you somebody in this chat has seen New Kids on the Block in person. Somebody's seen it. Somebody's seen Nickelback in person. Landon Miles says they were a passing fad like Nirvana. I never got into Nirvana. Jay Hammer says, nope, I have a perfect list. Give me that list, because I'm going to tear it asunder. I'm about to tear it apart. Kurt Dickens says Rick Springfield. Jason Neal Galt says he saw Vanilla Ice in Chicago. See? The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. Unload your embarrassing concert to me right now. Let's talk through it. Let's talk through it. Because I enjoyed the heck out of that Creed concert. I didn't even like them when I went down there. I had never even heard of Creed. But my buddy had tickets, and we went down there, and I liked it. I just sure did. Yeah, I did. Ryan McMichael's first concert was Milli Vanilli. Jessica Elm Balsley says, I wanted to see New Kids on the Block. Parents wouldn't take me. I did see NSYNC. There's nothing embarrassing about seeing NSYNC. They're fantastic. I saw Afro Man in Starkville. I saw Vanilla Ice at the Hunt Club. I saw Widespread Panic. Shannon Davis. Derek Whitford saw Vanilla Ice. Michael Clyburn saw Afro Man. 3 Doors Down, says Mac McBrayer. I don't think that's embarrassing. They're from Mississippi, after all. Eric Wiggins, ZZ Top, Charlie Daniels, Journey, Styx, Tom Petty, and the Oak Ridge Boys. Somebody doesn't fit there. One of these is not like the other. Jordan Goose Farrell, I've seen Cletus T. Judd before. Wow, this is rough. Landon Miles saw Green Day. Can't help you there, Landon. You're on your boulevard of broken dreams on your own. I don't know. Green Day's not that embarrassing either. Ginger Tuck saw Leanne Rhymes. Leanne Rhymes should have been a rapper, shouldn't she? Leanne Rhymes?
Sure.
Isn't that a good rapper name?
Yeah, sure.
Rhymes? See? Because that's what...
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Nice one.
I need a nap. Alien Ant Farm at the Warped Tour, but the crowd at Kid Rock is the oddest gathering of human beings ever. Alien Ant Farm. Smooth Criminal. First concert, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Mississippi Coliseum. Jay Hammer says Hank Williams Jr., Trace Adkins, Blake Shelton, Brad Paisley, George Strait, the Eagles. Yeah, Trace Adkins is pretty embarrassing. Trace Adkins is embarrassing, Jay. That's not good. I've seen Brad Paisley twice. I saw Ugly Kid Joe open for either Aerosmith or Def Leppard. Ugly Kid Joe. Man, forgot about them. Derek Whitford says that wasn't the only interesting thing that happened while walking in New Orleans. What else? What was the other thing? I can't remember. Oh, what? Trace Atkins is better than your Creed there, Shrek. No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I don't think Trace Atkins concert is any better than a Creed concert.
I would rather go to a Trace Adkins concert than Creed today.
Today?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Trace Atkins has one good song, and that's 20 years old almost. Every light in the house is on. Concerts are overrated. I just spend money on football games. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big concert guy myself. I'm not a big concert guy.
Fun to go to.
What do you know? You're 19 years old.
It's false.
Your
a lot of concerts.
Your first concert was when you were 4. You went to Bruno Mars.
Close. But no, I don't think he was out there yet.
Subject matter is deteriorating quickly, says Danny Pinter. No, our subject matter has never been strong. It deteriorated from the start. Shannon Davis saw Poison 4 times. The first time you get a pass. The last 3 times are on you. Trace Atkins is not better than Creed. I'm sorry. Both are embarrassing. Trace Atkins is Walmart country. It's not even Walmart country. It's Dollar General country. Best 2 I've been to were Alan Jackson and Granger Smith. I saw Alan Jackson in concert. I did not like it. He just stands there. I didn't like it. Trace Atkins. This is what. Well, first of all right. So one day you're an idiot because you don't like Popeyes, and now you don't like Trace Atkins. I don't. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. Creed is garbage. Creed is good. I'm just saying in 2002 everybody liked Creed. I don't think there's ever been a moment where everybody liked Trace Atkins. Saw ZZ Top at MSU and Grissom. ZZ Top. Never seen them. Trying to think of all the concerts I saw at Mississippi State. Bon Jovi. Heart. Did not go see Garth Brooks when he was there. Should have. I'd rather watch Brandon sing Living on a Prayer than listen to Creed. Would you play the instrumental Living on a Prayer? I'd like to sing that.
That's a lot of effort.
Yeah. You're very low in your chair today.
Yeah, chilling. What's the most recent concert you were at?
God, most recent, since I've had kids, Brad Paisley in like 2010.
2010?
Yeah.
You haven't been to a concert in 8 years?
No. I had kids in 08, and then, I haven't
You
been
haven't
since
taken
2000.
them to see anyone?
That'll be the next concert. When they get old enough to go to concerts, I'll start taking them. But no, I haven't.
Jeez.
What do you think having kids is? When do you think
gonna
I'm going to go to a
concerts,
concert?
You get a babysitter? You ever heard of a babysitter?
You can have a babysitter when you have one kid or two kids. You can't.
You had one kid at one point.
I did, and I went to see Brad Paisley when I had that kid.
Right.
You can't. You don't get a babysitter when you got 4 kids.
Bring them to a family then.
Boys to Men. I saw Boys to Men in Memphis in '95, and that's probably my favorite concert I've ever been to.
Saw them at a Braves game once. They were pretty bad.
At a Braves game?
Yeah.
They must have been already. Were they already
They were very old.
not famous anymore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When they were at their peak is when I saw them. At
I
their
like their
very,
old
very
songs,
peak.
But yeah.
How hard is it to teach footwork? Tiara needs help on both ends of the court. Does she ever get off the floor? Well, she's 6'7", and that means if you were 6'7" woman is like a 9'3" man. I don't think footwork is anything you can really complain about. Well, I mean, she's doing well. Prediction for men's hoops next season: 8 or 9 seed, somewhere around in there, maybe 6 or 7. All right. Oh my God, who saw LaToya Jackson? Torrey Barnes saw LaToya Jackson at Cheyenne Frontier Days. A lot going on there. Why was LaToya Jackson giving a concert? Number 2, why was she giving one at Cheyenne Frontier Days? That doesn't seem like her kind of crowd. And number 3, what were you doing there? That's 3 solid questions. All right, good stuff. Somebody says they saw Chris Stapleton this past year, Scott Chilton. Reason it was way oversold and couldn't hear him sing to the crowd singing the whole time. Another good country singer going mainstream and starting to suck. Never really got into Chris Stapleton yet. All right, good stuff. I gotta cut it off there. Landshark, you ready to go eat? Yes, give me the heads up. All right. Until next time, my name is Brandon Walker. You've been watching More Cowbell, the concert podcast presented by SEC Country. Thanks for being here. We'll be back tomorrow.